First Eps podcast is back. This was the finale of our spooky season marathon. We watched the Enfield Poltergeist. It's a new docudrama series on Apple TV about poltergeist, believe it or not.
Yeah, in Enfield.
Yeah, we're going to talk all about the first episode of this. My name is Eric. That's Keith. And this is First Eps. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of First Eps. This is it's a sad moment here. We're on the final episode of our spooky season marathon. It's it's one of our favorite times here at First Eps. This, I feel like I was really excited going into this season of horror stuff, and it was, I don't know, it didn't really, it didn't I don't know, excite me in the after as much as it did in the lead up.
Right.
I don't want to shit on it. It wasn't terrible. I still had fun. I enjoyed it. The friends we made along the way.
Right, but the titillation?
Yeah, it wasn't titillated.
No.
Yeah. My blouse
was not titillated.
But this week we watched the Enfield Poltergeist, hoping for more of that titillation. Did it succeed where others failed? You have to wait and find out. This is a new Apple TV series, 4 episodes. Is all it is, like a mini series. Right. It's really kind of a documentary about this real life situation where this poltergeist in Enfield, England. Based on I'm sure everybody's seen The Conjuring, the James Wan film. That was based on this particular poltergeist, this family. So this is a documentary, basically. The Conjuring 2, yes. Right. And it's done really interesting. I think this is probably one of the coolest things I've seen as far as the way it's filmed.
Totally. Yeah.
So it's reenactments, but it's all most of it, 80% of it, is based on real audio from that period, from the 1970s, when this took place. And there's actors that are just lip syncing over the audio. And
then they've got people who kind of lived it, who are still alive today, kind of narrating too. So then the narrations from the witnesses kind of lead the bridge between the different recordings.
Right. Yeah, they'll do interviews.
It's a little confusing at first, then you get into it. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm like, is this guy lip syncing?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
That's what I'm nope. This looks modern.
Yes.
Thinking, okay.
Yeah, he was the actual guy from the period, which is cool because there's that's their testimony of what happened back then.
Right.
Now, do you think when you think lip syncing, I always still think Milli Vanilli.
Yeah. Or I think of RuPaul's Drag Race where they're up there just
they do that?
Lip sync for your life.
That's a thing now. There's that lip syncing on the talk shows they do that. You think Milli Vanilli's just sitting back we were just too early?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because I don't know if that's aging me. I just think of that every time. It was such a if you're too young and you're not familiar with the whole Milli Vanilli thing.
Yeah, I don't know who this is you're talking about.
You don't?
No, I do. I'm just kidding. No. But you wouldn't be surprised if I did.
Wouldn't. It was a big thing back when we were kids,
Blame it
dude.
On the rain.
Yeah, and then the CD skipped.
Yeah, and they were like, "Wait, you're not really singing this," and they weren't because they were two ugly guys behind the scenes, right, or something. What was it?
Yeah, they went with the 2 handsome Jack dudes.
Yeah,
to do the performing and stuff like that.
Well, it was in the video they did that a lot though. There's another one that there's that famous one too. What was that one?
The lady from CC Music Factory.
Not CC Peniston.
Not CC Peniston. CNC Music Factory. Yeah, they took out the big lady who was the singer and put in the sexy one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it was a thing back then. But anyways, I digress. This was episode 1 called The Happenings was the name of this, from 1977.
Right.
It starts out with, just showing the family sleeping. And then there's this original audio that just to kind of get you in the mood. And it's male what are you doing, Bill? And it was like, okay, here we go. Now, we didn't get any of that creepy voice in this episode.
Right. No, we did not.
Which I was disappointed.
But we did get like the medium, which was pretty creepy.
Yes.
Yeah. A good medium, especially from audio recordings from the 70s or 60s, always guaranteed to be creepy.
Yeah. Now, where would you put that medium on a scale of low, medium, or high? Is it a medium?
She's a medium.
Medium. Classic.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then we find out. So this whole series is based on Maurice Grosse and his recordings. He has 200 hours of audio recordings from.
That's pretty incredible,
right? That's a lot.
Yeah.
So it's all that, and then they interview a bunch of people. The photographer from the period who came out and was taking pictures during this. I thought that was really cool. We got to hear his
reporter,
take.
Who was also from the
news reporter. Right? Yeah, there was police.
The police,
the bobbies.
Yes, exactly.
And they all like said like there was shit happening in this, and that was like really.
And Janet's cousin.
And Janet's cousin,
the girl was really in the focus of it all. Her cousin also was part of it, too.
Yeah, who was also like a neighbor. I think he lived up the street. So yeah, all these people were like, "This is legit. This really happened." And there's like this testimony, and it gets you feeling like, okay, like there's a lot of people. There's this whole family. This professional audio. Not he's a professional audio guy, but the professional guy who's doing the audio, Maurice Grosse, this professional photographer, literal police that say like they witnessed all these things. So you're like, it's got to be true, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so we'll find out more. So they talk about a thrown chair. These are some of the things that they mentioned, which was interesting. There's like they don't show like the chair like getting thrown across the room.
They tried to record things later on, but in the beginning they were just more like after the fact. They took pictures of
it. Pictures of it, audio.
There was some audio of the events actually happening, which we get throughout.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, this sleeping girl's laying there, and all of a sudden this chair that's next to her bed gets thrown like 9 feet from her bed.
And you hear it through the audio recording.
Yeah.
So then they like run, and there's like, we're going back into the room. She appears to be completely in the same position and asleep, but the chair is 4 feet away from her.
And the whole time during this, now I'm like a skeptic about these. Like I want to believe, I feel that there's possibilities, you know?
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm looking at this from like a skeptical view. And you're like, okay, this family, they're poor. And they want, you start some things that happen during this. I'm like, okay, I don't know. And then, I'm familiar with this particular case, based on all the stuff that's happened before. And like there's talks about them, like, they don't mention this in the story. This is just on my knowledge.
Right.
Kind of like faking some of the things.
Yeah. And so far, what we've seen so far, that did not come up because I was watching them too to see. And they seem completely terrorized and
genuine for the most part.
Their arms are up in the air. There's nobody knocking on the wall or hiding their arms of the family.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's taking it from the point of view specifically of the researcher you were saying who does believe them.
Yes.
And so we're believing them too.
Yes. So the whole time knowing that like there were times where they like kind of fake stuff, I'm watching it with that eye. I'm like, okay, are they doing this for the notoriety or to capitalize on this somehow? So one of the other things they talked about is like they had a Lego, like the photographer had like a Lego like thrown at his head.
Right.
And he just looked around and he's taking pictures and he's like, I'm watching everything. No one whipped a Lego.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, they have Lego. How poor could they possibly be?
Right, those are
Legos are very expensive.
Absolutely.
You go to a store, you can't buy a Lego set for under $16,000.
Right.
These days. And then the guy, Maurice Grosse, I like this part because he's like, I have 2 theories. The mind is basically like telekinesis.
Yep.
This is first thought. There's like the mind is so powerful that it's throwing things around the room.
Yep.
Or it's a poltergeist.
Which are still pretty much the same today from when people think about these.
Exactly. One's dead though.
Well, some people think that they're the same.
What? The poltergeists are just like people's minds? Like, really?
Yeah.
What would make the voices? Like the old man?
That would be because remember he mentions about there being like almost like aspects of a haunting versus a poltergeist.
Yeah.
So like the haunting would be more of that.
Right. Okay.
So that would be like the disembodied voices, but the movement of things, some people think that is based on tortured or people who've got energies they can't control, mostly
Interesting.
in big transitions in their life. So it typically tends to be adolescence, but it could be anybody who's grieving, mourning, something like that too. Maybe it gets manifested.
Oh.
But is it like an entity feels that and attaches themselves to that because they can feed off that power?
That's psychic energy.
Exactly. Or is it the actual person doing it? So that's kind of where it is. But it's interesting he said that in the 70s because that's still what I hear about when I watch my ghost shows too. When somebody might be poltergeist with his activity.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Now, would you have liked, because the next scene then, Maurice goes to a poltergeist convention.
It was like this, what was it? The Society for Pyrotechnic Technology or for...
I don't even know.
Something like...
Paranormal.
Technology, but it was something a really cool name.
Yeah, it did have a cool name. And this is
like
all
psychical research, that was it.
Yes.
The Society of Psychical Research. I'm like, yeah.
This is all these old dudes sitting in a room.
Oh, with glasses and like they have the projectors. Appeared here on page 45. You'll take a look and see this ghost.
Now, was this a big phenomenon back then? You had the poltergeist movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, we're watching them. Yeah,
for that to be like, for Maurice to be like, okay, it might be a poltergeist, and then he's like, when's the next, poltergeist convention?
Well, people were actively studying these, so I know that the FBI and things like that in the United States. So the Soviet Union was actively looking into like psychic warfare. The FBI didn't want to fall behind the Soviet Union, so they were also doing their own kind of investigation into psychic phenomena. So there was really this push to try to, and Stanford had a very well-known psychic research center. I think Princeton did too. So looking into the unknown, the paranormal was very much in vogue for this time period. So yeah, I mean, they were examining it. But that goes back a lot further, I think, to the 1800s with the spiritualist movements, where they would have these kind of psychic phenomena and spiritualism things. And so, yeah. This is, I think, just a kind of continuation in England because they were very much into that.
Cool. Yeah. So while he's at this convention thing, he meets Guy Playfair. Great name.
Love him. Yeah.
And he's like more familiar with this type of situation.
Kind of like you and I situation.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like Maurice, and I'm like, listen, Guy Playfair.
Yeah.
Come with me. My
name is Girl Sleep Poorly. No, girl sleep unfairly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Guy comes to the house and he, brings all these microphones and recording equipment. Basically, like he's like the first ASMR guy. Because he's like,
I'm approaching Lucy's bed. No, what was it?
Yeah.
Janet's bed.
Janet's bed.
I'm laying the microphone by Janet's bed.
I'm right next to Janet's bed.
First off, I was like,
I'm right here next to you, Janet. Weird. Guy Playfair. Weird. So this is the part where I'm like, this is one of the first times where I'm thinking the family's like leaning into this. So then the woman talks about the mother, who at one point threatens to like fight the ghost.
That was amazing.
I'm
watching you.
Curtains like attack her daughter or something. Yeah. She's like, yeah, I'm watching you. And she's a bruiser.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She's like a South London.
Yeah.
Like, she's tough. They live in one of those connected homes where, like kind of that help. I think London welfare helps to subsidize kind of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, anyways, she's talking then about like there was a murder across the lake of a guy who killed his daughter. And she's like, maybe it's the energy from that. And they're like, why do you think that? He's like, well, I got, those curtains, this chair, the pelmets, which I still don't know what a pelmet is. And then like this cabinet set.
You should have just not admitted that, and we should just go.
Oh yeah, all the pelmets, pairs of pelmets,
a pelmi.
Yeah, you got a whole group of pelmi,
like the gnosis and the pelmi.
So and then he's like, maybe there's energy from this,
right?
And I was like, that's a little. And they're like, oh well, when did you start noticing the situation?
Oh, a pelmet goes above a curtain. It's a framework to hold the curtain in place.
Okay,
thank you.
Yeah, the pelmets.
Yep, thank you. Okay.
And they're like, okay, so you got that, and then how long after you got this stuff did this happen? She's like, about a week later.
Yeah,
and it's like, I don't know. This seems a little too.
There's also
suspicious.
The bird situation. The bird came into the house, and then the psychic phenomena started too.
Yeah,
or the unknown phenomena.
Someone's bird.
Was that the same person who died, or there's a different bird?
I think it was a different person.
Why are they trying to make these connections with these new?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the first time where I'm like, all right, are they putting this on for like, because they know will generate some sort of discussion or whatever. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was immediately like,
we're back in it.
Then back in it because then they're like, okay, so there's this audio of them, like there's a lot of, because again, no video footage captured at this point, just audio. So it's like easy to like, where the girl's like, Mr. Gross, come here. And then they're like, I heard this. So then while he's like running up, they're like, okay, let's do this down here. Make like kind of fuck with them. That's what I kept thinking. But then like, so they do that. And then while he goes and runs somewhere, they heard a knocking or whatever in the chimney. He goes and runs to check it out and then comes back up. And the fireplace was like ripped out. And they're saying it was like 10, 15 kilos. Now, whatever that means in our good old-fashioned American pound system.
2.2 pounds is a kilo.
Okay.
So what's like 30 pounds almost?
Oh, I mean, I guess it's not that bad. I thought it was going to be like hundreds of pounds.
But still, you don't want that thrown across the room like 30 pounds.
Right. Yeah, and they said like the pipe was like completely bent.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I'm back in it.
Right. Because
I know the mom is a bruiser. She could have definitely ripped that right out.
But
they need that to like heat their house and shit like that.
Right, I'm sure. Yeah, and that can't be safe to pull that out.
You put that on your insurance? Ghosts fucked with my heater. Need a new
I'm
one.
not sure about that. I think the U.S. might have a problem.
Any older UK insurance probably. People, let us know.
Yeah.
So then at this point, they start testing the knocking. So they're like, okay, we're going to do a system, 1 knock for yes, 2 knocks for no.
And 3 knocks for I don't know.
Yeah. 4 knocks for come back later. 5 knocks for go fuck yourself. It was a very intricate system.
It went up to 75 actually.
75 knocks.
We're not going to go through them all. But
we're not going to go through. Just to know, 75 knocks was, I'll let you know in a little bit. So I thought that was interesting. They do have some recordings of the knocking system. Now, I don't know why they chose to like record it the same night as like tons of fireworks going off.
Yeah.
Which was a little like.
It was like Guy Fawkes.
Is that fireworks? Something. Is it knocking?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that did make it. Now, I do have to say that there are theories again that, with storms, and I would imagine with fireworks too, when there's energy being put in the atmosphere, that can be used to kind of be drawn upon by spirits. Smart. So maybe there just was a lot more activity that day in the house too.
Or maybe it's just fireworks.
It could be.
But it was enough for they're like, okay, we need to do a seance now. Next step.
Oh my gosh.
Seance.
Of course.
Let's bring in the medium.
Let's do it. And this is where we knew it was going to get creepy.
So did they show any pictures of the medium that from the real life situation?
I don't think so.
Because the actress that they brought in was amazing.
Right? Incredible. Like
she was like had like this arm that was like this,
like this flaccid arm that flopped around when she was like channeling
and just making the most ridiculous like scary faces.
But it worked with the noises perfectly.
It did.
Like all of a sudden she starts like on the audio recordings, which were actual. It sounded like she was like growling for a while,
and then just saying, "I'm gonna kill you all. I'm gonna kill you all." It was like this just went up a level.
And then she comes out of it and she's like, she has an accent, and she's like. It's all centered around her. Yeah. And she like points to the girl.
And she's like, bitch,
she needs help.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, we all need help after that performance.
She went deep into this.
Oh,
She scared the shit out of that family. I don't know. I don't know. I would either like want to ask her tons more questions or be like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's done. We're done. Thank you.
Yes,
wrap.
Because she was like, in it, like okay, she's like, I'm gonna kill you all. She said, like immediately went from like just knocking to like threatening to kill you all. And then
she fainted,
and then she pointed at Janet and said, "It's your fault." And then that was it. And then she bounced. It was intense. And then basically that was the end. The end ended with Janet then calling Mr. Gross up into her room, and she starts writing on a paper, and she writes, "The ghost is in the bedroom. This time, no warning." She wrote that down.
Yes, and that's called. What is that called? That is automatic writing. When you're not looking, but you kind of just stream of consciousness writing down what you're seeing.
Yeah, here.
What do you see? When you write, I pooped my pants.
The ghost did it. It wasn't me. The ghost pooped in my pants.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know you were a medium.
Well, I'm extra large, actually.
I'm extra large.
So yeah, that's how it ended, and it was really cool. The final thing, it pulls back, and you see the set that they're on filming the documentary.
And because it was funny, because in the beginning I was like, I could totally see it as a set, but I did forget about it as a set at the end.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh crap, that's right, they put this all together. Like I forgot that they break the third wall or the fourth wall.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that was really cool because they did a great job of immersing you into it by the end. That I was like, part of the shock was like, oh, that's right.
Exactly. It takes us out of it.
Yeah.
No, what do you think of like this as in terms of? So you're familiar with the story of this. Going in, how did you believe in this poltergeist, this story from this family?
I do, yeah.
Did this change your mind at all? Make you believe more or less?
I mean, I think it makes me trust them. How it's been edited and put together. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, if he has 200 hours of it, there may be some that add maybe more conflict to it.
Mm-hmm.
But the way it's been put together, the way it's been acted, it really is like from the point of view of the researcher who seems to 100% believe what is happening and wants to help the family. He's coming at it from the best possible approach to document and hopefully find some way to help. And so it seems like the family needs that help. So it's really interesting to watch.
Yeah, they cut out the audio of the medium going, okay, and then after I get possessed,
right,
I'm going to point at you, Janet. Now don't be scared. This is what I do. And they cut out that audio.
It might be. And that would make me think maybe this is fake.
Sure. Yeah,
right?
Right, possibly.
Right. But how it's been presented, I'm going to say yes, I want to believe the family. Yes. Sympathetic.
Yeah, I thought it was well done. I did look into it after we were talking about will they bring in some of the family because if there's any living people, and I believe they do come in the next episodes.
Okay,
the daughter Janet and Margaret, I think. Come in.
Cool, very cool.
And I did see as I was looking that up that when The Conjuring 2 came out, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago now, they went back to the house and visited that. You could find information about that out there on the internet.
Very cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
Before we get into our official rating for the first episode, though, I wanted to talk about the best ghost movies as ranked by probably one of the greatest sources of movie ranking, the pioneerwoman.com.
Wait, isn't that that woman who does like cooking or something?
I have no idea, but I found this website and I love it.
I think she's like a chef or something on one of the no, I don't know. Anyway,
I'm not going to do all 25 of them.
Sure.
But the title of this is 25 Best Ghost Movies for a Spine-Chilling Halloween.
Okay, let's take a look.
Here we go.
So we're up to what we're going to start at. We're
top
5, 10 you said?
Okay, I'm just going to do the number one. I'm going to go right into number one.
Just that.
Go down from there.
Okay, and we'll see how far you get.
Yeah.
Okay.
So number one for The Pioneer Woman, The Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, interesting.
It's a great
That's
film.
That's a good one, yeah.
Not really. I mean, there's ghosts in it, but it's not really ghosts.
Okay. I was going to say, are there ghosts
I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but yeah, there are ghosts in it, but it's not centered on ghosts.
Yeah, okay. All right.
All right, number two, Just Like Heaven, the Reese Witherspoon rom-com where she plays a ghost who is certain that she is not one. Okay.
Wait, I don't even know that.
For a spine-chilling Halloween, Just Like Heaven.
Okay, number 3. What do we have?
Number 3, The Black Phone, starring Ethan Hawke.
Oh.
This was good. I actually enjoyed this one.
I don't know. It's scary looking.
Yeah, I don't know if there were ghosts in this one either. But
he's just
like a serial killer.
Okay.
One. Number 4, the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not
the new one.
No.
Not the Muppets.
No. That's a controversial cut, I would say, for that one.
Specifically, the Eddie Murphy version. Number 5, Ghost Town, starring Ricky Gervais, where he plays a dentist with a bad attitude.
Is it Pee Wee Herman as the ghost?
Greg Kinnear as a ghost in this one. He
Yeah.
experiences a wake-up call when ghosts appear in his office, making him the liaison between humans and deceased souls. Another spine-tingling ghost movie from the Pioneer Woman. 6, High Spirits.
Oh. What is this about?
I don't know, but I am excited to see it.
Yeah, this could be a good one to watch on Halloween.
Yeah, look at if you're the audio listeners. There's like a bed flying through the air,
like bedknobs and broomsticks.
Yeah, with
maybe a ghost lady on it and someone riding on top of it.
Oh, that's that guy from Police Academy.
Yeah, with the hair, Paul Rudd.
No, you wish. Looks great though.
And maybe
Number 7,
Carol Kane.
Over Her Dead Body.
Oh, Jennifer Lopez.
I don't think that is Jennifer Lopez. That is Paul Rudd, though.
See, I am psychic.
You are psychic. Kate and Henry are madly in love, and everyone knows it. So when Kate dies, Henry is obviously devastated. And then, I don't know, then there's a psychic or something. Okay, yeah. I don't know. Number 8, The Fog.
Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Based in Maine, right? Is that the one? No, I think
that was The Mist.
Oh, The Mist.
Yeah, different type of moisture in the air.
Okay.
Number 9, The Sixth Sense, which I will say is a great ghost. I see dead people.
Yes, thank you, Haley Joel Osment. Is that his name?
Yep. And then number 10, the best ghost movie, Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, yes. But Ghost itself is not on here, huh?
Yeah, now Ghost. I mean, then we got Beetlejuice, Spirited Away.
Spirited Away, that was so good.
Oh, there's Ghost number 13.
Oh, Ghost is 13. Interesting.
So yeah, I'm not gonna go through the whole list.
No, but that was good. Strap good stuff.
Ghosts of Girlfriend's Past. I really do want to just Shining.
Okay.
Field of Dreams.
I love how The Shining is like way down here.
Yeah,
but that's usually whatever one everyone's.
The Blair Witch Project, which is a witch, not a ghost. This is the worst list I've ever seen.
The Frighteners. Dr. Sleep.
Dr. Sleep.
Yeah. There you go.
Thanks a lot, Pioneer Woman. Do you think maybe get out? Maybe I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this. Get back in the kitchen.
I'm not saying anything.
That was more of a take on your terrible movie list, where you should just be focusing on recipes, maybe.
Well, I mean, I think the thing is, I believe you should probably outsource that to like a,
maybe it's like an AI type thing.
Maybe an AI situation.
And then just was like, ghosts, we got this.
Yeah.
Reese Witherspoon,
and
just like
I like
heaven.
that. Go with it. That's good. Yeah.
Number 2. So yeah, that's it. All right. Now that we did that very important work, I want to hear your review of the first episode of the Enfield Poltergeist.
I thought it was really interesting. I really enjoyed the way that they put the documentary style, and they showed us them building the set, pulling it together with the actual footage. I love the kind of like you love found footage. I love like the reclaimed archival like sounds and footage. I think that's so cool too. We've talked about that one in the past that I watched the Holzer Files that kind of did a very similar kind of thing where they would play the audio and show an investigation, and then they would go back to that house in the present time and see what was still going on there.
Yeah, this is like a level up on that where they act it out. They lip sync it.
Yeah, it was really cool. So I really I liked it. I thought it was interesting. What about you?
What is your number?
I think I'm going to give it like a 7.
7.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I definitely would like to watch the rest of them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm going to give it a 6.5. It's been my favorite of the horror movie stuff that we've watched.
So well produced.
Yeah. Besides, we didn't talk about Fall of the House of Usher. That's my favorite
you loved that one.
that I saw this year.
You've given that a 9 and 8.
That was an 8, I would say.
Yep, cool.
But yeah, this out of the stuff that we've talked about on the show, very enjoyable. Again, like the archival footage and stuff like that, so cool. And the way that they blend it into this, it's interesting because so much of this is based on that audio, and instead of just playing the audio and then talking about it, like it's a great way to see it come to life.
And sometimes they do play the audio and he's like writing down, like narrating. So it's like what's going on in his head as he's kind of writing his notes. The way they do it is really interesting. It's a little jarring at first to get used to it because their lip syncing obviously is not perfect.
Right.
So it looks like kind of a badly dubbed movie at some points.
Yeah. Most of the time though, it's really well done.
Yeah.
Like especially the Maurice Grosse guy. I thought he does his really well. I was pulled out a little bit with the mom.
The mom does it, I think, is one of the... I don't know if it's the way that the mother that's recorded speaks or if the actress couldn't quite keep up with it.
The way their mouth
it doesn't seem like it's just perfect.
Yeah.
But overall, really interesting.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. It's been fun. I'm excited to watch the next 3 episodes. It'll be an easy watch. Getting to check out those and getting more information, and then hopefully the sisters come in. We get to learn more from their right from the from their mouth.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I'm interested to see. Are they going to start playing? Like I imagine they might as things go on to the doubters, and would they come into it too?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But it'll be interesting to see how they kind of play with that part of it too.
Yeah, and then do you think the Warrens make an appearance at all in this?
I don't know. I mean, so I was telling you that I don't know that much about the actual, besides like I've read about it, and I don't know too much though about who was investigated. They probably do come in.
Yeah.
Because I think that this is an actual case of theirs, but I don't know how involved they were, because I know like with The Conjuring, the first one, that, you know, the perspective that was in the movie was definitely not the perspective that Angela, I think her name is, one of the daughters who was in that house.
Mm-hmm.
She tells a very different story about the Warrens as to how they're portrayed. So I'm not sure, and that in the first movie. So in this one, I don't know if it's the same kind of situation where they may be the heroes, but they may be just kind of secondary characters in the real story.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know. It
seems that way. It seems that, the Maurice guy is like leading the charge, and, you know, maybe they come in and help out or whatever.
Right.
I don't know if there's going to be a creepy nun in this one, but we'll see. All right. Thank you so much for checking out another episode of First Eps, our final episode of our spooky season run here. Now, right into Christmas stuff, baby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Woo. 180. Not 360. Although for some people, maybe a 360.
Yeah.
Terror to terror.
Exactly. I mean, it's all spirits, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Spirits all the way down. All right. Yeah. Check us out on YouTube. Pop Culture Playground is the name of the channel. It's got all the shows and a bunch of other stuff there. Go subscribe to that. If you want to listen to the audio version, the podcast, First Eps, anywhere podcasts are found. And then check us on our socials, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We're out there. Go subscribe, like, do all those things. And then, come back next week and we'll have more quality television.
Nightmares Before Christmas.
Is that what we're going to watch?
I don't know.
We're going to have nightmares before Christmas.
Exactly.
I love the...
right? It works.
That's like our thing. Nightmares and then Christmas.
Yeah. Right?
Love it.
It just came to me, and I'm like, I just made that up in my mind.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye. There's me unzipping my blouse. Blouse. That's such a good name. I wish guys were. I mean, I guess we can wear blouses, but I wish it was more like commonplace for us to wear a blouse.
Yeah.
Right?
Blouse. Blouse is such a much better word than blouses, though. Blouses is like the plural.
That's
it's hard to say.
Right, but one. Yeah.
One is cool.
One and dumb, the blouse.
Yeah. All right. Let's fucking do it.
I actually think it's called blues. The plural of blouse is blues.
Blues. How many blues do you have?
Blues Clues.
This would be a great show. It's about like discovering how many blouses one person has.